Welcome back, everybody.
How are we all? Thank you all for obviously joining us for this brand new episode. For a change, we're doing this one off the cusp, me and Joe. Sorry for the little break, just we didn't want to overdo ourselves, run our views out. So we took a little break and we will be having new people back on.
Yeah, not much have happened really.
Not much, really.
Not much apart from the 1 week where Dillian White, in a good fashion, won back his mandatory position off Alexander Povetkin. There's some cracking facts that night, but yeah.
Yeah, but we're back for a big heavyweight scrap. As you know, we're massive fans of the heavyweight division.
Yeah.
And I do look forward to it. But
before we start, it's good. Deontay Wilder back in training, or at least videos of him back training.
Yeah, we always knew it was coming. We just didn't know when. I don't know at his age, I think...
I'm still not 100% sure that he'll come back and fight, to be honest. But hopefully he does, because he does bring a bit of character to the division, which... Yeah.
I know. I think he's necessary in the division, but I'm not that asked if he doesn't come back.
I disagree. I think he is one of the better fighters in the division. Anyways.
We'll get into this podcast. Joe, I don't think anyone knows how good this card is, but first of all, we're going to go on the BT card coming up this weekend, so I'm going to do a little bit of research, but we know Sonny Edwards is fighting for the World Championship. Joe, any thoughts?
Yeah, I look forward to watching it. I'm watching it. Good fighter. I believe he'll be, if he does win, he will be Frank's second current world champion at the moment.
Yeah, Frank hasn't got loads of world champs, but
he's got a lot of good British level fighters.
Yeah, but this lad he's fighting, he's been the Ring Magazine champion, I think, for 11 years, undefeated in 8 or 9. Very good fighter, and it's going to be a hard test.
Yeah.
Undercard, Mikey Cullen, I don't know. It's bantamweight's fighting. It's all lower weight, so I'll probably be tuning into probably his last 3 fights. I'm not that bothered about Ryan Garner and Jordan Ellison.
I might only even watch the last one,
Well, I'll see what I'm doing at the time, but...
It won't be pay-per-view, will it?
No, of course it won't.
I'm going to say.
But Edwards 15-0, this little lad 39-2, got a good win over Nonito Donaire. So I do look forward to watching that. But we're on the big scrap. Mate, I haven't even told you who's fighting, and honestly, I thought it was going to be like an average card.
Mate. I thought the card was mint, right, for this Saturday. And then I found out the other way. This is like the other day, yesterday. This is the same that Andy bloody Ruiz fighting and all. Yeah,
Andy Ruiz is also fighting against Sariola, lad who's lost. I think he's won 39, losing 6 and drawn a couple. I think Ruiz will get through him. What about you, Joe?
I think Ruiz, for me, will be too fast, too strong, too powerful, and
seen the shape he's in. He's looking class.
I know. I did question all these pictures of his shape because we've seen loads of them before the Joshua rematch, but no. He is looking good, and I think he will definitely be a danger to any...
For me, he's in the top 7 heavyweights.
Oh, he's in the top 7. I wouldn't say he's top 3, but I'd say anyone below the top 3 you can give a good match.
Yeah, I think between 7th and 3rd, where I'd say Wilder's 3rd, it's really tight. But
for me, the top 3 at the minute still remain Fury, Joshua, and Wilder. But
I think Wilder can knock out everybody, but I think White's pushing on that door.
Same, but I think Ruiz caused White some problems.
I think Ruiz could beat White, to be honest.
He's fast, he's strong. He'll get on the inside. And yeah.
I wasn't very impressed with Povetkin's performance. Don't know about you.
Yeah,
he just seemed really cold.
He had a few before going into the ring, didn't he?
He did. He came out really cold. His peds hadn't kicked in or anything.
He was drunkenly falling all over the place.
I'm like, is he drunk? I text you going, is he drunk? Is he actually trained for this fight? But, on to the big one. Mate, I haven't even told you the card. The bottom on box rec is Scott Fitzgerald. You know the lad who's the British champion?
Yeah.
He is the bottom of the card. Well, that's how they've got it. And do you remember that Johnny Fisher who fought on one of the other cards?
I recognise the name,
Yeah, he's also fighting. I'm just getting them all up.
When did he fight?
Oh, I'll get it up, mate. It was recent, I think.
Did we talk about him?
I don't know if it was quite a podcast, but I think it was near the podcast time. It was on the 20th of the 2nd at Wembley, so I don't want to go on bouts, actually. I want to go on an event.
Don't think
It was David Alnice and Josh Kelly, so it was our first podcast.
Yes.
He fought just before Florian Marku.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I look forward to it. I can't really give much stern predictions on him, to be fair. But
yeah, I think Fisher will win. His opponent's still to be decided, but no one cares about that. But Scott
Fisher like quite big, quite stocky.
What, Johnny Fisher?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was quite big. But
Yeah.
Fitzgerald hadn't fought since he beat Ted Cheeseman for the super welterweight. Super welterweight British title, which is the light middle.
Not bloody bums then, are they?
No, but they're saying this fight is going to be contested at super middle, which is a new high for him. He normally fights around light middle to middle, so weird.
Yep.
So he's jumped up a couple of weights. I think Fitzgerald will get through him. The other lad's 13, 6 and 2, but he's just keeping himself active.
Let me guess the next one. Is it going to be Campbell Hatton against, I can't remember the guy's name, and his own 4?
Levi Dunn?
Yes.
Levi Dunn? Yeah, Campbell Hatton versus Levi Dunn.
There's a lot to talk about that. Campbell's debut, what did you make of it?
I thought he tired quickly. I thought he went for the obviously spectacular, as you always do for your first fight.
Yeah.
But I think he's got a good future, but I don't want to judge him off his first fight. Yeah. But I don't know anything about Levi Dunn. I actually want to know if he's done anything.
All I know is a red, so it's the Battle of Manx. Well, whether he's a plastic or not, I don't know, but he's 2 Manchester fans, I guess.
Yeah.
Campbell Hatton, I thought he was shown at times glimpses of what he can do.
Yeah.
I thought he couldn't. I expected him to get him out of there in the first 1-2, really, which is kind of stupid of me to think that.
I think he needs to get a bit stronger.
I do think Campbell will be needing to show a bit more this Saturday, but he's fighting grown men, you know what I mean? He's only like 19.
Well, he's only ever really been a pro boxer, and he didn't have much of an amateur background.
Yeah, 19, that might be wrong, but I know he's only young, and
he's 20, mate, and his last fight was against someone 0-10. This fight's against someone 0-4. If he keeps improving his opponents, he's already fighting better opponents than Tommy Fury. So
yeah, I mean it's looking. He fucking shown glimpses, didn't he?
Yeah, he's definitely got potential, but we don't want to judge him too far next.
Yeah, anyway, I look forward to watching him though. I think proper nice lad, like, isn't he?
Yeah, he seems like a proper sound lad, a bit like his dad. Next up on Box Rec, I'm just going this through Box Rec. I don't know.
2 sets. What?
Next up, we've got after one great son, we've got another's great son. Chris Eubank Jr., mate. Versus Max Morrison. Max Morrison, 23-3, but he hasn't fought great opponents.
Yeah.
Chris Eubank Jr., 29-2, only ever lost to George Groves and Billy Joe Saunders.
Yeah, they're not shit people to lose to, are they?
No, they're really not. Billy Joe Saunders, obviously. We'll be talking about him next week. Just a little spoiler.
Yeah, he's a top fighter, Billy Joe, and he's fast, he's quick.
At middleweight, he was cracking, mate.
Yeah, I mean,
he still is. I'm not.
Anyway, I will speak about him next week. But yeah, it's gonna be a good scrap again.
Mhm. But I think Eubank will be better. I do think. I think he'll smash the face. I'm not a massive admirer of him. I'm stuttering a lot here. I'm not very impressed by Max Morrison's resume. He's fought no massive people. Most people he's fought, I swear, have like a negative record. So Eubank should be getting him out there.
Aye.
He lost to someone who was 10-18, 11-11, and 20-6. So, and the last person he fought was 5-69. He beat someone who was 12-10, 29-3, which wasn't bad. But yeah, that's about the best person he's ever fought. So they've got him ranked 9th in Britain. He is just one above Nathan Heaney. No offense, Nathan.
Anyway,
that's about where he is.
I think Eubank will win.
Yeah, I'd say about British level. So, on the next one. we've got. I don't want to talk about that one yet. We're going to go to the next one above.
Who was the next one?
We're not going to tell you yet. The two great women, but I don't know why that's it. We're going to talk about James Tennyson versus Giovanni Straffon.
Don't know much about them.
James Tennyson, 28-3. Oh no, I don't. Boxer, can I have that? Thank you, mate. Yeah, James Tennyson, he's 28-3. He fights at lightweight, and I think he's only ever lost to good opponents, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
But he's quite high on this thing, but the women I'd rather talk about because that's going to be a scrap. James Tennyson, here he comes. Right, he lost to Tevin Farmer, Ryan Walsh, and Pav. All right, he's now special, okay?
Yeah.
He's a British light heavyweight title holder.
Right.
Fought him all right, people, just around British level. So I think he'll beat him because it's really hard when you don't know much. Next up, we've got a light heavyweight scrap. Now, I need to just check something out about this lad. I think I might have watched him recently. Or I could be completely wrong. Dimitri Bivol.
No.
I swear. No, I have not. I'm chatting
fucking shit at this, aren't we?
I am chatting absolute bullshit. He's defended his WBA super lightweight title against Craig Richards. The lad, he seems decent, you know. Undefeated, 17-0. The lad he's fighting is 16-1-1. Only ever lost to Frank Bulgoni. I can't say names today, alright? And someone else. And he drew to Chad Surgeon. So this should be an absolute war. You know what them you see on the card and you think, I want to watch that. I think it'll just be, they're a bit light heavyweights, a bit quicker than heavyweights, but they throw bombs at each other, and I think these two might stand and trade. What about you?
So,
I'd love to see just a good trade-off. Like, that's what you've just got to hope for in boxing. Because that's what I like to see. That's what I like about cruiser and light heavy. You just stand there and fight each other. Like that fight a few weeks back on the Sky card. I can't remember what they're called, but they're both cruiserweights and they were just throwing bombs off each other. It's just mental.
Aye.
But I do love like them divisions. I love heavy the most and like welter. But that was good to watch. Quick word on Conor Benn. What did you think on his performance?
Unstoppable.
Fair enough. We will be getting someone on to have a good discussion about Conor Benn. Just want to bring him up quickly. Next up, we've got the second biggest fight in the night. The undefeated woman, the one who's paved the way in women's boxing, the absolute legend in women's boxing. It's Katie Taylor versus Natasha Jonas. What do you think, Joe? This might be something you might have a clue about for once.
She won't shag you, mate. I don't have a clue about for once. I actually thought she lost that with a spoon. Is that right?
No, I think you're wrong, mate. Do you mean what you called?
With a spoon. Who the fuck with a spoon?
Bassoon.
That's it. With
the spoon, mate. No, bassoon. Do you mean the one back in 2019 on the AJ card?
2019 one. I was thinking the fucking Weatherspoon.
Mate, have you been drinking or something? I'm worried.
No, I actually thought she lost the first time.
I completely agree with you. I think she did.
Don't get me wrong.
But remember, she beat her in the Gardens. Didn't she beat her on the white card?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, she did. She beat her on the white card.
I have watched them since, but I remember in 2019 I was certain she lost, but I wasn't even sure she won in Eddie's backyard, you know?
Yeah, she smashed it to pieces, mate.
Yeah, well, that's my memory for you.
Yeah, she absolutely smashed it to pieces. Yeah, that was a good card. You had people like Chris Congo, Katie Taylor, Povetkin, Babbitt.
Yeah, it was. Did that go to points?
Yeah, unanimous decision. She's not really a knockout artist, but her boxing, oh my god.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, but that Jonas, to tell you something, warrior.
Yeah, I think she will. She'll give her a scrap. Like, Jonas lost to that Vivina. Yeah, I'm not pronouncing that. And then she recently drew to Terry Harper, so I don't get what ground she get a world title shot on, but you know.
Well, you look at it.
What was I going to say?
I can't
Terry
remember.
Harper's dropped down the weight. She's got a world title.
I can't fully remember the Terry Harper fight. Like, I remember bits of it. I can't remember.
Yeah, same. It was in fight camp and it was quite hard.
I watched the round 8 and She didn't have to take the fight to Arpolite, and I can't say I don't.
It was. I loved that scrap though. It was just one of them good
I can't say who
scraps.
I thought won, but a lot of people thought Terry got beat that night.
Yeah, if it was up to me, I'd give it to Jonas, but it was a 50-50 fight. And I personally would have struggled to score it. But I think this is just a step too far for what about
Do you think Katie will pick her off?
I don't think Katie's beatable.
You don't think she's beatable?
I don't think she is beatable, mate. I don't know about you.
Well, I mean, I think she has been beat before.
But yeah, I get that, right. I can agree with that. But now Pursuan's out the way, I don't think anyone can beat her.
I still can't get over with a spoon.
Yeah, mate, we get it. You can't remember anything.
Yeah,
you got it wrong last time. I'm pretty sure you said Witherspoon last time when we talked about Katie Taylor.
Oh, I fucking can't remember.
But
I'm fucking shit like this.
Yeah, but we're here for the fun. Everyone's here for a good crap.
I mean, it's a big fight, isn't it? To be on the.
Yeah, do you know what it's for? Do you know how many belts it's for? WBO, WBC, IBF, WBO, and the ring female lightweight titles.
I was going to say 3. Fucking hell.
That's a lot.
I know, mate.
She practically owns the division.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say Katie Taylor points her out in 10 rounds.
I'm going to say Katie Taylor wins and all, but I'd like to see the Brit. I mean, Katie Taylor, Irish, Brit, whatever you want to class Irish as. I'd like to see the English woman.
Natasha Jonas fight her.
Yeah, I know her name.
I
What?
think she'll really struggle, and I think in fight camp, as we've seen, Katie's like an English fighter or a British fighter. She gets the decisions a bit more. So I think Jonas would have to beat the Golden Girl by about 7 rounds to get the fight, if you know what I mean. Like convincingly for the judges to give her.
Yeah.
Because we all know what they're like in this country.
Nearly as bad as the ones over in America.
I think they're almost as bad in England, to be honest, mate.
Aye.
It's quite upsetting, for our sport.
No.
Right, do you want to go on the big fight? Because I can't wait to talk about this.
Let's fucking get on it. Let's go.
Come on. Right. Do you want me to introduce this? Because I really want to do this. Fight I've been waiting for.
Yeah, you can do it.
The main fight of the evening for 12 rounds of heavyweight boxing.
Connor versus Pine. Oh.
Derek Chisora. War Chisora versus Joseph Parker. It's been going on ever since Parker beat that, what was he called? FR. Junior FR. Do you remember we were planning on watching that fight and it happened the night before?
Was that when he fought the other week?
What? How?
Was that when he fought the other week?
Yeah. But
quite active, isn't he?
He is. But he needs to be because
it fucking happened the night before. Oh dear.
We are just thick. But I think people enjoy. I think we have good crack on this. It's funny.
Yeah, I mean,
it is a good highlight of the week.
Robot.
But now I think this is going to be a really good fight.
Yeah, war. The thing is, I always think the fights that have war written all over it are never war.
Yeah, it's a bit like football match, isn't it? When they build it up to be like a big fight, they lose it.
Yeah.
But they obviously...
let me sound like I know a bit about this, okay? Since I'm now about the others.
I'm just going to tell you one thing. It's ex-WBO heavyweight champion is Joseph Parker.
Joshua won it off him left and right.
Yeah, and then White got the WBC silver and WBO Intercontinentals. But he won it in a fight between him and Ruiz, who fought for the vacant one.
Yeah, a lot of people thought Ruiz won that night as well, didn't they?
I know, I haven't watched it, but I'll just go off with the people's opinions.
Can't remember it.
No, same.
So yeah, Derek Chisora last fought in October the 31st. That might be wrong, but he fought in October. Alexander Usyk, where I believe it was unanimous or majority decision. He lost.
Unanimous decision on the 31st. Yeah. Oh yeah, it was midnight, wasn't it? Because he came in, not midnight.
Halloween.
Halloween. When he came in with like the weird paint on his face.
Yeah. I thought Chisora done. You thought Chisora won that, didn't you?
I thought he could have. I think he could have won it. Definitely.
I disagree. I think for me, Usyk didn't school any round, but he done enough in every round, if that makes sense.
But for me, I'd give the first 5 or 6 to Chisora because do you remember he hit him in the first round? He just goes running around the ring, Usyk.
Yeah, but I just think Usyk picked him off more.
I think he won. I think he nicked the 9th. I think it might be the 9th. I don't have the best memory of this fight, and I think he won the 6th and the 9th, and I think this up to 6. He didn't win 2 rounds. So for me, I thought he won 7, and some of his corner were great. I actually thought he put a good show on for himself, and I don't think Usyk give himself a 3 out of 10. But honestly, I just don't think Usyk's made for this division. I don't know about you.
I mean, time will tell with Usyk, but I disagree. I think Chisora was okay. He didn't get embarrassingly outboxed by a very good boxer in Alexander Usyk. But what I was surprised with, how Usyk picked Chisora apart, and he did blood Del Boy up. You know what I mean? I mean, you can't.
Did he? I don't even remember any blood.
Yeah, I think he busted all Del Boy's bottom lip.
Oh right, okay.
So I think Del Boy was the most hurtful point of it. Del Boy did show that Usyk, that I think he did land a few on Usyk. Usyk, when I say that sounds weird, got Usyk hurt, but I just didn't think he'd done enough for me. When he didn't manage to offload bombs after bombs on him.
Yeah, I think as he was coming off, Usyk picked him off nicely for the last few rounds. But I think it took him quite a while to get going, you know.
For me, there was no clear round. Like I said, Del Boy didn't get massively outboxed in any round, but he just didn't, for me, do enough in any round.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from.
Maybe one or two, but
I've just got the last round up here, and they both just look shattered.
Yeah, for me, he was knackered early on, Del Boy, and he was doing what we heard from him and Derek and everyone going into the fight. He was so confident, but I don't know. I just think he needs to be one better, beat Joseph Parker, in my opinion.
I think he can though.
Maybe Parker's not as good as Usyk, but I think Parker will carry a bit more offensive threat on Derek Chisora than Usyk could.
But I think Usyk versus Parker will be a good fight.
So, where do you think they go after this? What if the scenario Joe Parker wins, Derek loses? Where does Derek go and where does Parker go?
So who's won? Sorry,
Parker's won. Del Boy's lost, and it's quite a convincing style. Either Parker's knocked him out or outboxed him massively.
Right, so that's what I've got to work with. Oh, where does he go?
Yeah. In fact, he's outboxed him and then knocked him out.
Well, for Del Boy, he just goes back doing what Del Boy does. He doesn't give a flying shit.
Is he going to be? How long is he going to be pay-per-view for? Because, without disrespect, I love Chisora, right? And he posts on his Instagram all these, whoever wants it, that's right, but all these big fights. But the problem for Chisora is not taking the fights, but when he takes the fights, he loses the fights.
Yeah, because he's not all there. Like, he's not the best.
Exactly. Anyway. So if he loses this, right, how long is he going to be pay-per-view for? I'm not saying I won't buy him, because I'd watch him, but how long is he going to keep getting good numbers for if he loses again?
Well, I don't know, but we don't pay for everything just to fight. He's a showman. That's why he keeps getting sales, mate.
No, but surely he'll at least have to go down to 10 quid pay-per-view or something.
But it depends, like, the level of fight he's fighting. Because you're telling me if he goes and fights someone like Andy Ruiz, you wouldn't buy it?
Well, no, I would buy it, right? But you're telling me that you think Chisora could... Well, you can't let Chisora off, that's the thing, but I think it depends, because this is the scenario if Derek loses again, not if Derek wins. If he loses again, would you think that Derek could go and beat Andy Ruiz?
Yeah, I think he can beat anybody on his day. I think it's necessary to the heavyweight division.
Oh, I totally agree, but I just don't see how much more time you can keep on losing and keep on getting massive pay-per-view buys for.
But without him in the heavyweight division, mate, we'd almost collapse, because if you're good enough to be in that top 10, because I always counted Derek as between 8th and 10th, and BoxRec have got him ranked in 10. if you can beat Derek Chisora, you deserve to be in that top 10. That's why I count Alexander Usyk in the top 10. That's why Tyson Fury's in the top 10. That's why
Tyson Fury's in the top 10 regardless, mate.
Yeah, I know, but when he was coming up, he had to
Right.
beat someone like Del Boy, Anthony Joshua. I don't think he has beaten Del Boy, has he?
No.
No, I didn't think he had. And I'll get up the other names he's fought.
Del Boy's fought Klitschko, David.
Yeah, Klitschko top 10. I'm not saying he was top 10 just because he beat him, but Fury, Klitschko, Hate at the time.
Fury beat him twice.
Pulev, top 10. White, top 10.
Did Pulev beat Derek? Yeah.
Yeah, Dillian, top 10. Usyk, top 10. Like, I find him very necessary for the division.
I get what you mean, but...
I don't know if he's pay-per-view. It depends who his opponent
I get what you mean, but I think what you've got to remember, that was years back now. It's an old Derek, a Derek. Without disrespect, they're beating Derek. You know what I mean? This is if he loses tomorrow. Remember,
I still don't think he's beaten him. He just doesn't give a fuck.
People would buy him, but whether he can headline big fights like this above the likes of Katie Taylor, I'm not sure.
But yeah, like women's boxing isn't bigger than heavyweight boxing, no matter who's fighting almost.
That is kind of true, I guess.
Like Derek's now 37. Man doesn't care. Man will be 50 and still losing. He really couldn't give a fuck. He's here for the money, and he's doing a great job. I love his showmanship. I just love him as a fighter. I will always buy Derek Chisora. I don't care when it is. I don't think other people will.
Even if he keeps on losing.
Yes.
Saying that, probably so would I, but would he get these big fights if he loses again?
Well, yes, because people still want to see him because...
Yeah, but who would want to fight Derek, right, out of who's pay-per-view worthy in the heavyweight division if Derek loses again to Parker?
Well,
it's a good fight maybe for a comeback fight like Ruiz is having, or a warm-up fight maybe before a big heavyweight title fight, yes. It's good for that kind of stuff, or if you need to stay active, but I don't know.
Do you remember when Carlos Takam put on an okay display against Joshua?
Yes.
And then we're thinking, is he top 10? A year later, he goes and fights Derek and gets told he's not. He's necessary for things like that, so people who put on good performances against others. Now, I completely get where you're coming from, right? Yeah. But I'm just saying, Del Boy, I think, will always just about stay in that pay-per-view bracket, but he might have to drop down to, like, number 2.
Yeah.
Like, his fights be, like, co-main event people, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But he can't headline pay-per-view. Or if he does headline pay-per-view, it has to be $10.99.
Yeah, but the reason he's headlining this one's because Katie Taylor's fighting and other good fighters like Cam. I know Campbell Hatton's not good yet, but like...
I get what you mean. At the minute, his pay-per-view, I'm just talking about the scenario if he doesn't beat Parker. If he does beat Parker, and then you start to talk.
Well, yeah, but he was like third on the... Do you remember the Dillian White-Oscar Rivas fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was under David Price and Dave Allen. He didn't care. He was just on it. And Cody was on that as well, you know.
Was he?
Yeah, I remember watching him.
I think he fought again, didn't he? And lost in some sort of like shitty hall show, didn't he?
Yeah, something like
after the first.
But yeah, I think Del Boy can be pay-per-view for as long as he likes for me until he retires.
All right, what if Del Boy wins? Where does he go from here?
He goes and gets a massive fight against someone like Deontay Wilder or, I don't know, Dillian White for a third time and makes loads of money.
Does Deontay Wilder fight Derek Chisora at the minute when there's bigger fights knocking on the door, i.e. Dillian White, Andy Ruiz?
Well, if he's short for offers, then Del Boy's always there, just taking off whenever anyone needs him.
I get what you mean. I do get what you mean, but
like if I was in that top 10 right at that bracket,
yeah,
and I like lost, or I was like trying to, if I was like someone like Andy Ruiz, and everyone else was taken, and Del Boy was like, I need a good payday, I'd put them two together. Like, he's always, if I was like a heavyweight coming up, and let's say I was 17-0 with 15 knockouts,
yeah,
and I wanted to break in that top 10, and if I could think I could beat Del Boy, I'd go, come on, me and you, Derek, and he'd take it because he stopped picking like David Price getting in, which is what I love. And Carlos Takam
then
was a great scrap.
Here's a question as well, off topic a bit, before we give our final predictions and wrap up the pod. Alexander Povetkin, Derek Chisora, who do you have winning and why?
Derek Chisora.
I have Povetkin.
Nah, Povetkin's got nothing left for me.
Nah, I really like Chisora, mate. Now that I really, really do like Chisora. I think he'll fight anyone. That type of lad, very humble. But I just feel that Alexander Povetkin is a better fighter than he's getting credit for after his defeat to Dillian White. But I wasn't right.
Well, it wasn't Povetkin. He didn't look there.
I know.
It might if it was
but Tyson Fury didn't look there against Otto Wallin.
Yeah, but Tyson Fury came in underweight. Everything was fine. I just think Povetkin's past it.
I get what you mean. But
could get him out there in 7 rounds.
Do you think Otto Wallin would have beat that Povetkin who was against Dillian White? Yeah, I don't know actually.
Otto Wallin would have anyone would have beaten that Povetkin that night. He wasn't there.
Yeah.
He almost looked ill still off COVID.
Yeah, I get you. I
don't know what it is, mate, but I don't think it's all there at the minute. I think everybody could beat him. Like in the top 10. I don't mean like number 94, whatever, Johnny Fish could beat him. But he just doesn't look all there. But, right, let's give it to our final predictions. I'll let you go first, my friend.
I'm going to say it's going to be a kind of close fight, but Povetkin will edge it by about...
Povetkin's not fighting Dickface.
I think it's going to be a pretty close fight, but I'm going to say Joseph Parker will outscore Povetkin.
Outscored.
Remember
when
I said USEC against someone before? I can't remember who it was.
Right, come on, just give me a prediction, man.
All right. I'm going to say it's going to be a quite close fight, but Joseph Parker will outpoint
Derek.
Derek Chisora. So I think basically Joe Parker will outscore Derek Chisora by about 46 points.
46 points. Right, well, I'll go with my boxing head, but in my heart, I want to just say Derek Chisora because I want him to win so badly.
I like Parker though. I do like Parker.
I like Parker, but I love Chisora. It's one of them. But my heart's saying Derek knockout round 10, but my brain's saying Parker unanimous decision by about 3 points.
All right. We managed to get all our words out we needed eventually, I think.
Eventually, I'm sorry for this, everybody. We needed the break, of course. Please like, share, subscribe.
By the way, we'll be active on our Instagram and stuff.
We will be active. We'll be coming back. We'll be getting boxers back. We just had to take a little break. There wasn't much coming up. But next week, we look forward.
Guys. Anyway, see you next year in a bit. See you in a bit. See you next year.